Good afternoon, Helene here. Today I'd like to speak about how our thoughts control our reality and how our thoughts can also either make us healthy or sick. How our belief systems control much of what we are living and much of how we live. And in the word believe, you have the word lie. Today we are facing an unprecedented amount of stress. And what that does to us is it makes us question, who is controlling us? Is it our thinking, and are our thoughts really ours? So in a very short period of time, I'm going to go and take a very, very big subject and bring it in to a very, very smaller version of it. Each of us has a thought, many, 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 many thoughts per second. Are you ever aware of how those thoughts really control you, program you, reprogram you? And that is the subject today, because realizing that we think that we know what we know and we're not curious about what we don't know might set us up for a trap. It might set us up for later on down the line when we get to know all the facts or a lot of the facts, it might set us up for failure. And I am a little bit concerned about the American public. I'm concerned about the whole world. But if you think you know what you know and you think that is what life is all about, you might go back in history and you might hear the sages say that all is an illusion, and we have been living in an illusion. So, the thought that you have, is that really your thought? Does it really come from you? Or is it past programming from TV, radio, parents? Is that what is really happening? Are they really your thoughts? What about the books you read? What about the friends you have? You know very well that when you read books, you open up to other thought forms and other thoughts. When you speak with your friends, some friends have thoughts that are like yours and some friends probably don't. Are you open to being open to other ways of thinking? And how do your thoughts really react to your body? If they're high frequency thoughts, your body feels better. And if they're not, your body doesn't. Take, for example, meditation. Why do people meditate? It is to learn how to die. Whoa, that sounds really crazy, doesn't it? It is opening up your ability to be conscious on all levels. And so when you go to the other side, you still are conscious. That's why we learn how to meditate. That's why we learn how to consciously be aware. A lot of people say they are awake or they are woke. What does that really mean? Are they really? Or is it the ego that has taken over and that says that you are an amazing being and you can do all this, and which you are amazing. But look at it from a perspective of, if you look at your life, are you happy with what you see? Are you happy how you live? Are you happy with your thoughts? Has this virus taken you to a completely different level? Has it brought fear up that you never even knew you had? That's my little doggy. And if it has, go into that fear. And if you have a hard time going into it and don't really want to deal with it and you continue suppressing it, it's not going to continue being suppressed. Because whether we like it or not, our whole reality has changed and is changing as we speak. And that's not always a bad thing. Actually, crisis usually makes us have to grow, makes us have to reflect, makes us have to go back and think and analyze, are we really where we want to be? And if not, well, then there are some things to do about that. And that's where I come in. My ability to work with you on a deep subconscious level as a hypnotherapist, as a Reiki master healer, but also as a person who has experienced a lot of things. I have a lot of compassion, and I know what a lot of you are going through. And even myself, with what has been going on the outside, I have been a little bit not completely in balance, because we're not. We're human. We're not always in balance. And I've been wondering, wow, how is that going to affect people around me? The ones that I see are the ones that want to grow, but what about those that don't want to grow? What's going to happen there? And many of my experiences has to do with a lot of clients that have been working with me that have told me their whole life stories, and where I've said, I'm not here to actually listen to the story. I'm here to clear the path for you, help you clear that path. Because I'm not really doing it. I'm just assisting you. And there are many ways to do that. But I want to go back to the frequency, the thoughts, the thought patterns. Can we clear them? Clearly, they are not ours. The first 5-6 years, if you had a complete childhood where everything in the first 5-6 years was perfect, in other words, nobody interfered, you were allowed to do, you were allowed to expand just the way that you are as a soul, then clearly you're in a good place today. But most of the time, our first formative years, where we are completely open like sponges, where we bring in everything that is in our environment as if it is our own, most of us have had experiences that were not perfect. And because of that, we are carrying that backpack throughout our whole life. Your thoughts can make you healthy, and they can make you sick. And what are you choosing? Are you choosing to be healthy, or are you choosing to be sick? And you're like, well, I'm choosing to be healthy. Well, what are the thoughts going through your mind? How are they helping you or not? Are you as abundant as you want to be? Are you as loving as you want to be? Is your life around you flowing perfectly? And if not, then you're speaking to someone who's gone through that as well, and who's continually going through this, and upgrading, and updating, and making life better and better. And if you would like to be part of that, would you like to be part of the group that actually is leading the forefront, is actually having a better life, is actually living their life, not just existing, then I dare you to connect with me. I know that sounds funny, but I do, because many people don't dare. Because many people look at their lives as, this is the way it is and I can't do anything about it. But I can tell you that is not true. You can. Sometimes you just need a little bit of an assistance. It's like you having a map. You want to get from point A to point B. You don't have a map. You don't know how to get there. You have a map. This is the way to go. And when you raise your frequency, that's one thing that I learned when I meditate, is that I get rid of all kinds of issues. I used to have a whole bunch of issues. Physical, got rid of them. Emotional, I cleared them too. So we have an inner healing ability, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. And I can guide you to that so that you can find your own. I'm here to empower you. I'm not here to have you become dependent on me. No. We are here to become empowered. We listened to the call. We chose to come here. So I invite you to connect with me. If your wish is to come and become a very, very empowered being and change your life. With so much love.